I'm going to record.
Okay.
What'd you just say?
Nothing.
All right.
Okay. We do our big mics.
Yeah. Let me know when you're on. Is your big mic going through Zoom?
To my Logic.
Is it in Zoom too? If you check your Zoom, can you see which mic is on?
I don't know if it is because I think I had to undo it for some other purpose.
Oh God, Jules, you're killing me.
You got to tell me this. I don't remember this stuff.
Well, it should just always. So go down to the mute little side arrow. Scroll all the way up. Select a microphone. Audio settings.
Yeah,
AT. Shit.
Sorry. I've got the backup Logic. It's because I had. It was from the night at your birthday party.
Don't blame me. You can't blame me.
Hold on. Now it's not working. It wasn't like something was happening with my external speaker or something.
Can
you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Select a speaker, external headphones. Okay.
Not a speaker, a microphone.
I know. There's two options.
I see.
Are you ready?
Uh-huh. What if I look like this all the time?
You do.
All right.
What about like a huge box with a little head?
Stop. You look fine. Better with electrical tape all over your face.
Oh, yeah. That was the last one.
You really let that ride for a while. They look like weird skinny lamb chops. You look like a strange Elvis. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3, record. 1, 2. Are you ready?
Wait. This is not. Hold on. It's saying my thing is full and it's not letting me go.
Uh-oh.
Macintosh is full. I'm not doing anything but recording. How could this matter?
Is it like the scratch disc?
I don't even know what to clear off.
I hear you.
So how do I make this go to the... Let me put it on the external drive, which is now upstairs with you. Hold on. I'll use a different one.
Okay. Yep. Grow. I think I might have an Apple Watch.
What? What do you mean?
Do you want to yell out the door that we're recording?
No.
I think we ended up getting upgrades to Elliot's phone, putting a feature line on for when Charlotte graduates. This is the big graduation gift. She gets a phone that works to make phone calls. And with all that, they sweeten the deal or something. And there's a free iPhone. An iWatch. So I get the little, and I don't have a watch. I've needed a watch for an entire year and I don't have one.
Mom loves hers.
Yeah. So I hope I love it. I hope it's not like too connected.
I think you have to be dinged, but you're on the phone all the time anyway. You don't think it'll bother you.
But in the garden, I put it in my purse and I often don't have it for like 3 hours. It's kind of nice. But I also don't know what time it is.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm going to get rid of Steve Oscars because you have that. Can I?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's maybe going to provide some space where I could do this one. I can't believe my whole computer's full. I can't even do this.
We have to get this figured out. Let's call your guy again. Did he do the thing where he can move your mouse for you and see your machine and all that? Good. Maybe he can figure out why it's so full.
He looked at it and he goes, I don't understand where all your space is being taken up. And he goes, well, that's a whole different thing. It would take a while to figure out. Okay, let me see if it works now.
Can you believe you're calling Idaho Falls for IT advice?
I know. I always wonder about that.
The irony.
God. I think he never responded to my other texts. Like after I paid him $75, he was probably hoping for a sweet California price.
200.
Okay.
But Denny hooked him up with all sorts of stuff, right?
I guess, but I don't know what that means. I don't know what their deal is. Okay, so ready?
Mm-hmm.
One, were you going to say something like
yes.
toe jam?
No, I was going to say, I'll give you a little Idaho potato.
Joe,
awful. I'm kidding.
Gross.
Kidding. That is gross. Stop it.
All
right, ready? What? What'd you say?
I saw his butt. 1, 2, 3. Record. 1, 2, 3. Start.
Dude, gross. Enough.
An older Enough. Butt.
Enough of that. Okay,
sitting
we're back.
On the side of a tub.
All right, stop it. We are back to finish off our episode, opus of an episode. It's been interrupted many times.
But if you watch the video, I look like the punching nun with these sleeves. Have you ever seen that punching nun?
Yes, it's there. That dumb, why do you call it Punch and Judy? What is that?
Oh, that was Matt.
But what is Punch and Judy?
Was an old show, I think, from the 50s. All of his references are before 1972. Like a lot of my friends.
This is our awesome, our voice over guy in the beginning, right? Our voice actor, Matt.
Matt.
Okay, so we're talking about Hollywood, Johnny Depp. We had lots of things to say. We talked about your career. We talked about psychology and diagnoses and hospice and schools. And now...
go ahead, please. I hate to interrupt.
You don't. You love interrupting.
Okay, good. Then what were you talking about Jack Kevorkian tonight for? Because I just made a Jack Kevorkian reference.
Oh.
Said, you're going to go into this hospice because I'm interning at a hospice place. And she goes, you're going to love it. They're going to be so lucky to have you. You're so sweet. And I said, yeah, but what if I do a Kevorkian? You can't probably say stuff like this anymore. What
if
under ethic codes and
you should probably cut this whole thing as they Google your name to see if you're going to be a good placement. But for our patrons, we'll keep this in. No, I think it was just, I told the kids, I said, hey guys, guess what? Aunt Nan got her placement at a hospice place. And so we talked about sometimes people have long-term diseases and sometimes they are, old and their organs are failing and they know they're going to die. And so Aunt Nan helps them pass over in a nice way. And Elliot said, well, if they know they're going to die, why don't you just help them along with it so that they can die faster and it's not drawn out? And I said, well, actually, there's this guy called Jack Kevorkian, and I think it's legal in a couple of states, but I didn't know much about it. Is it still legal in Oregon and Washington or something like that? Or Alaska, somewhere?
I think other countries.
Countries.
Okay. I think Switzerland maybe. And
yeah, I was going to say lovely Switzerland where I can also get composted, right? All the composting states also let you, what do they call it? There's a word for it when you...
Body farm?
No, where you can help end your own life.
Well, there's a suicide pod also being created in Switzerland. That's a 3D model suicide pod, and they're getting the license.
That's right. Like you close the lid and then the gases come in and you just fall asleep and then compost right then and there.
I think so. Yeah.
So wild.
Interesting. How do you want to go? You want to be composted?
I mean, I don't want to go by composting. I want to go in my sleep and then be composted. That'd be cool. What about
you?
You
just want to be buried alive?
No, I don't want to be buried alive. Have worms slowly eat me, please. That would be great.
I'll bet you those pill bugs. I'm trying to get good karma because I flip over the pill bugs that are stuck on their back going, ugh. But those are going to be the first guys that start chewing on me.
I don't care. Why do you worry about them?
Because I feel bad. What if the guy's like, help? I can't
Do you think insects say help?
What
and
if
they're called the guy? Do they walk by each other and go, hey, guy?
I mean, what if that is? I do sometimes wonder the consciousness of lower creatures, and then what's happening?
My lower creature is over here burping in the wings. Hey, hon, we're recording.
This is just going to be a repeat.
He tried to do the stair step thing on YouTube. You dingling. Peach. There he is. I'm married to a weird mole. The mole man. That hurt his shoulder so much. Poor guy. What'd you do to your shoulder? I think he has a small tear over all the years of weightlifting, and he can't even sleep at night. He'll go to cuddle and he'll be like, ow. And then he lays there in this weird position and falls asleep like a little wombat on his back. It's really
like
sad.
A pill bug.
Yes, like a pill bug. Bring it back.
Circle.
Okay. Speaking of full circle. Hey, Dave, will you make everybody quiet? Please. Can you tell them we're recording? He just changed out of one shirt and put on another. And he did like a whole body roll. He went, ooh, ooh. That was weird, but he looked like a weird stripper. That was very strange. Oh my God. Okay.
What if you found out he was doing bachelorette parties?
Oh my God. Dave, are you doing bachelorette parties? Yep. He runs around in his boxers and socks. It's that kind of bachelorette party. And he changes from his Mr. Rogers red cardigan to his blue one. It's sexy. Oh, there he goes. Into his here he goes. I do it, honey. Walk by in the background, please. He just pulled his PJ pants up to about his armpits. Please, honey, come walk by. It's the best.
Do the pop-up. Just do a quick pop-up.
Come on, do the pop. You know who else is fat?
Who
do you think? Do you see that lump on the floor?
He was down here all day lumping
the Scoob. Around. No, he's licking around, rolling around.
Look who has the weirdest. Okay, I'm worried to move this. But
cat talk.
Watch what the dog does to this warthog.
Yeah, he's mouth humping it. That's not good. He suckles it. He thinks he's going to find his mother's teat in there somewhere one of these days.
He's 10.
It's so sad. He's not 10. He's 7.
I know, but
he acts 10.
Uh-oh.
What?
Don't move. Hold on.
Oh, did you just stop recording? This is the most editing nightmare when I least need an editing nightmare.
All right, I'll take them outside.
Yeah, just will you just do the pop really fast though, hon? Please.
Nope.
Please.
Your eyes only. Sorry.
Please.
No.
He's gonna come back and do it. Watch.
Go like this.
Watch. Do I know him or what? I knew he would walk by with the pop-up. I love you. And this is why we're together. Oh wait, that was Toby. I thought, like, wow, he changed pants fast.
Wow.
Went into shorts. That was so funny. All right.
Yahoo!
Dumb.
Here, do one clap so we can line it up backwards.
Okay, one, two,
3. It's so off. It's so weird. There's the delay.
Oh my gosh, they're being so loud.
He just did the pop-up and he did you see him?
I just heard the yell and the door shut.
Oh, I'm blocking it.
See if I can reach. Hey guys, be quiet. Oh my God. Thick high-waisted jokes. Why are they so funny?
Thick
What's so great about high-waisted pants?
It's the best. That's why that This is what I do. I sit on you. Sit on you.
I
We
know.
should show a clip of that. That's some good stuff.
That's so good. We need to bring that back around.
I know.
Why aren't you married to one of those guys?
I know. Because I'm here now.
I bet they've got a place in their heart for you.
Aww,
They would love that.
Fart. Warren was really funny. He had some good jokes.
Yeah, I know. See, there's a whole world out there. Well, he's friends with Scott Ackerman, right?
Yeah.
And that whole crew.
Tall John, Bob's Burgers, Tall John, and he did a movie called Cake Boy that he wrote and direct. I think Joe Escalante, the guy in his band, the Vandals. They did. It was Bob Odenkirk was in it, and I think David Cross and Brian Posehn and Scott Ackerman, and some other people I'm forgetting. But Patton Oswalt I think was in it, and so he has a nice little.
That's his crew, huh? Dang.
Crew.
Can they get us on their podcast, please?
Sure. They're nice
right.
people.
Show them our highbrow humor, please. Okay. Weens, we are back. And we are going to
name drop, by the way. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. It's fun to name drop. You know, these fun people that are interesting in the world. They're creating, you know what? They're people we admire. And there's nothing wrong with that. We enjoy humor. We enjoy entertainment. We enjoy creativity. And we would like to celebrate those who are making it in the world, who are doing those things. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's wonderful. By the way, Patton Oswalt's wife did the Golden State Killer.
Yeah.
Would you ever watch that?
Want to say that again?
Would you ever watch that?
Don't do it again. One more time.
Would you ever watch that?
Yes, I would. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Think it would freak you out?
Perhaps. Yeah.
The Golden State Killer was at our Christmas tree farm.
I know. And this was his wife before she passed away, right? And now he's married to
yes, that's Patton Oswalt, not the Golden State Killer's wife.
No. Patton Oswalt was married to that woman who did that movie, and then she passed away from cancer. And now he's remarried to Meredith somebody.
Was it pill complication? Also, there was something I haven't looked into it, but something. It might have.
I thought it was just.
I thought she got like psychologically messed up from and like super intensely working on that project, and
maybe
so, I don't know. Let's research that.
Yeah. Okay, we'll look that up.
So that kind of stuff doesn't trip you out, though? The serial killers and cold case files?
No, but you know what is tripping me out? Is currently there's a helicopter going over our neighborhood.
I heard.
Looking for this girl. I guess if we put this out quickly, her name is Sabrina Chan. She's 13 years old. She's 5 feet tall, 100 pounds. She was last seen about 24 hours ago.
Cassidy Chan.
Oh, sorry, Cassidy Chan. And she was wearing a black hoodie, black pants, black shoes, and walking her little white dog in the Madeiras Country Club right behind our house. And she's missing, which is awful. And she is real close to this whole Poway community. Gathered around Chelsea King when she went missing, and then they found her body in the local park and lake area. And
what happened?
She was jogging, and a guy that I think had been busted for this before grabbed her and raped her and murdered her, and then buried her in a shallow grave. And they found her, and it was awful. It was just, it rocked the community. She was at Poway High. I think the kids were in elementary school. The boys were quite young. I don't know the year.
6 years ago.
I guess I could look it up. And so, and it feels like
safe here. Does it feel like it's super random, or
it feels random? But I mean,
didn't you say someone tried to grab kids at what
across
school?
the way at the Painted Rock Elementary School, which is across from our elementary school, and which ironically this is where she went. But yeah, this was in 2009, so Toby was 4 and Elliot was 2. And she was 14. So yeah, but that guy's, I think, in jail.
Yeah. I hope so.
I yeah. Anyway, awful. So I hope they find her. I hope it's not what the worst case scenario is, but that's what worries me, is that kind of stuff, which I guess is akin to all that other true crime. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I watch things about it, it feels so far away, right? So Golden State Killer, that was when we were kids, but it was in our backyard too. So
Oh my gosh. And we
weirdos
lived
everywhere.
such a free life where you just wouldn't think of anything like that, except we had rape whistles. Remember Dad gave us those?
Yes. Yeah.
But when we went to do our documentary, we went back to our hometown and went to the hills that we grew up in, that we played in all the time. And we really literally spent so many hours back there and didn't
A full day.
Yeah, we would spend a whole day. We would camp overnight with our friends in the hills, and we wouldn't see anybody.
Yeah.
So anything could have potentially happened. I do remember getting close to when we moved out of the house that there was like someone, or there was something weird that happened. Dad had a big talk with me or something about going back there.
Yeah. It's scary. Did you hear what Elliot did when you were gone this weekend? He and his buddies wanted to go to this lake, which is, you have to hike for an hour and a half to get there. I didn't realize that. I thought it was a lake you drive to, and another mom was in charge of bringing them. So they hiked for an hour and a half to get there. One kid was about to, or they were looking over the edge at the lake below them, because it's like a big rock and a jump and a cliff. And he dropped his phone down there and lost his phone at the bottom of the lake. And so I think they went down there and they were testing how deep it was and trying to find his phone. They couldn't. But then they climbed back up to the jumping rock. And I guess it's known for kids jumping off of it. Guess who the first kid was to jump off the rock? Elliot. And he said, you can't just jump straight. You have to like run and jump. You have to get an 8-foot clearance to not hit the rocks below.
He's getting into adventure pup time.
This is what I'm telling you. I swear. I mean, you know it's going to happen at some point, and here we are. And they didn't start walking back, and they didn't bring enough water either. But luckily they made it back, and they didn't feel super dehydrated or anything. But luckily it wasn't a super hot day, but it was a hot day on Sunday, and they made it back. Was it Sunday or Saturday? And then the mom picked them up, they walked all the way back to the kid's house. So, and the phones wouldn't work either. Dave and I were trying to text him and call him, and nothing was going through.
Wow. Uh-oh.
And it really makes you wonder, what would you do if the worst case scenario happened? Like, what's the next step? Do we have a plan? So anyway.
What about giving, just like what happened to our sweet Aunt Beth? Can you get some kind of a medical alert or something? I guess your phones are the emergency.
I know. I
Teach them how
guess.
to use that. And then you know what? On our phones, and everybody should know this. I heard this I don't like that word. But there's an emergency contact and information in your phone.
Yeah.
You know that you can plug in?
ICE, right?
Yeah. So everyone can plug in info on their phone that if a medical person.
So I'm going to do it. I'm going to look up ICE. Yay. It comes up with all my people's phone numbers. There's Mom. There's Dave.
Here's some information. Ace playing card. I guess I didn't do mine.
Just go in your contacts and type ICE for the people that you want to be your emergency contacts. And then anyone can pick up your phone. Can you see that? Not really. All right.
Not really, but an ace is a playing card, die, or domino with a single pip. Standard French deck, an ace has a single symbol located in the middle of the card, sometimes large and decorated, especially in the case of the ace of spades.
Ace of spades. Okay.
That's what would happen if I'm trapped under a rock with my
Jules. Let's get that in there tonight. Let's do it now. All right. I'm about to play Weens, we are going to go full circle on this Hollywood thing because we left, and I want to come back to this because this was our plan.
Johnny Depp?
No,
Oh.
this is another Hollywood pal of yours that you interviewed recently.
I know, don't get mad. It just came out. We do this so late at night.
It's not that late. It's 8:20.
I'm old.
All right. Weens. Hello again.
Yes.
I don't know what we're going to use, so I'm adding all these different intros. Okay, we have to close this out with Hollywood. But this is a friend of yours who was recently featured in a movie, and we already interviewed him. His character was in the Best Actress Oscar winner of the year this year. Jessica Chastain won it, and it was her movie, The Eyes of Tammy Faye. And this is Steve Peters, and he is the Reverend, the LGBTQ AIDS activist who is featured in the movie. And he sat down with you for an interview. Don't yawn. This is not okay to yawn. I saw your nostrils flare. Yes, you were. I know when you're yawning.
Stop coddling me.
Okay, so we are going to listen to part of his interview because he talks about the surprise that he got. He knew that she was nominated to become the Best Actress, but he didn't know that this surprise was in store for him. All right, and do you want to set it up to where you were and why you were there?
Well, Steve is now living in my old house in LA, which I love that worked out. He loved it.
And Allison has been over here a lot.
So that was good. And I went to interview him on his near-death experiences for our documentary project because he's had 5 near-death experiences.
How does someone have 5? I want to hear each one in detail. Although, did we ask him this? And
no, we'll play one if you want.
Okay. All right.
He has gone through a lot of ups and downs medically. They call him the medical miracle. And so he's died a few times in all of the procedures he's had. He contracted AIDS back in the 80s, and he was the first patient zero, ground zero patient for certain medical treatment for AIDS, which was really rocky and unstable, but he ended up living to tell the tale.
Yeah.
So let's hear about his near-death experience too.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have that queued up, but I do have the Oscars talk queued up first, and then we'll find that.
I thought you were cutting them. You're doing them in the moment. Okay.
Oh no. Ready?
Love it.
Yeah,
it's that kind of place. Same with me. And I think it's central enough.
Yeah.
It's a nice little location. People jump off the freeway and come by.
Yeah. And Allison came by on Sunday to make sure that all the tags on my new clothes were cut off and everything was steamed and pressed and everything. And then Monday morning she came by at like 8 a.m. and made sure I got dressed right for the Oscar luncheon. And
Love her.
she held my hand as I was so nervous. And then she escorted me down to the limo, and she said, geez, I'm like my dad now. I'm a manager, not.
I love it.
Yeah.
She's good like that.
She is.
Yeah. And she's probably like, oh, been there, done that.
Yeah, exactly. And she knew how to do it. I mean, she got me, she said, you mustn't ruin the line of your suit by putting your wallet and your keys and your phone in pockets in your suit.
Disturb. What'd you do with them?
She got me this little
Not disturb.
man purse.
A little Merce.
A little Merce. I better turn off my phone too, if you could hand me that.
I realized.
All right. So that was cute. So he's talking about Allison Arngrim, who we also interviewed, who played Nellie Olson, Mean Nellie in Little House on the Prairie.
Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah. And she's his tried and true companion. She's always there to help him out, and they're very good friends. So Nellie Olson's hung out in your house.
I know, that's cool.
I love it. No, that's sweet. Okay. The next clip is, let's see. Okay, here he talks about going to the luncheon, which is the day before the Oscars or a few days before. I don't remember exactly.
I think a couple days before it's the Oscars luncheon, so
Yeah.
opportunity to mingle.
Yeah. All right. So let's hear how that was. Rubbing elbows and forks and knives with the stars. Let's see.
I don't have any hair or makeup done either.
I'm fine, I love you. We're just going in natural.
You know, Jessica was so funny when I got in the limo with her at an undisclosed location so we could arrive together. I had this box with this button in it. I gave her the actual button that I wore during the Tammy Faye interview on my lapel. It was a button that says God is greater than AIDS. And she opened it and I told her what it was. And she was like, I can't cry. I don't want to ruin my, and all day long, we would talk and she would exchange these, comments about, and I would say this and she would say, you're really trying to make me cry and ruin my makeup, aren't you? And I said, yeah, that's my job today.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's she seems like she's just such a real human being.
She is.
Lovely.
She is, absolutely. Where do you want? Feel free to clear anything.
I don't know if I want me on. I don't think it's necessary. I'd rather have a backup of you, but we might get.
Oh, that's a pretty good shot.
It's a nice shot.
Yeah.
May I do something?
Of course.
Can I move your water?
Of course.
Do you need it?
No. Well, I'll probably need it, but
Can I move it to here where we can't see?
I'm just going to let it run because.
And then just tell me if you need
we
a
can
little
cut
break.
this.
Yeah. Okay.
However, here's our backup audio. I'm going to do.
I didn't take great notes on
something to move
what's
it
where. Sorry.
sideways.
But I know that the Oscars luncheon
That's
comes up
better.
soon.
Ta-da.
You know what? I'll take this audio. Your audio is swell.
It's an interesting audio gadget.
This is a hand zoom and it's a beautiful recording device. I don't know
Are you so tired of editing
how
and
they
hearing all
perfected
this?
it, but it's been wonderful for concerts.
Oh,
It
that's
takes a
not
really
great.
loud.
Come on.
No, it's okay. I don't.
And this is it. And you can also use it as here's my mic, there's your mic. There's the
That's
backup.
great.
When I hear my
love it.
voice, this is a hand zoom. I was
called
just trying to
safety.
stall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell.
Let me
Set
check
things up.
yours and
Oh, all right. Here I am. Here you are. Am I okay?
Yeah, it's not too shuffly.
Okay.
Okay. Oh
I'm-
boy.
Oh boy, here we are.
Well, I do want to hear if you want to talk about the Oscars. How was that? Because that is what has currently happened.
Yeah.
We were sort of just talking about it. But
Well, the Oscars luncheon was just extraordinary. I mean, I never expected to do anything like that. And to have Jessica invite me to be her date. And she was so sweet and so kind and so down to earth, and she even talked to me. A lot of people are surprised to find out how shy and she's very well spoken, but she's not at all the high velocity driven A-type personality that she has portrayed in a number of films like Molly's Game. She is not like that at all. She's an actor, she acts the roles. Anyway, so we had just such a wonderful time being interviewed together, and we held hands through much of the day. And when we weren't holding hands, she had her arm through my arm, and introduced me to all of her friends in the movie business, and she was so kind and unassuming, and we sat down for lunch at our table, and the two chairs on my right were empty, and Jessica was in the next chair on my left. And pretty soon this couple came and sat down, and I thought the woman looked a little familiar, but I wasn't at all sure who the man was. But they started talking with Jessica like old friends, and and finally there was a break in the conversation. Oh, and she started to introduce them to me, and she said, "Oh, I want you to meet my date for today. This is the Reverend." And before she could get it out, they said, "Oh, we know exactly who he is," And that was one of the things that so surprised me through the whole day, was people knew who I was. And I mean, they knew I was the real person behind the character in her film, in the Tammy Baker interview with Steve Peters. And she kept introducing me as the real Steve Peters. I've always wanted to be the real Steve Peters, so it was really nice to have that happen. Anyway, so this couple that sat down next to me, there was finally a break in the conversation, and I turned to Jessica and I whispered, "Who am I sitting next to?" And she said, "That's Peter Sarsgaard and Maggie Gyllenhaal." And right behind me, I mean, like right here, was Will Smith at the next table. And across at the next table from him was Steven Spielberg. And I just, he was looking at me and I was looking at him. I mean, it was like, oh my God, Steven Spielberg is looking at me. And after lunch and after the program, we all got up and everybody was mingling and saying hi to each other. And, a lot of the behind the scenes people were, introducing themselves to me and to others. And Jessica was so thrilled to have the hair and makeup people from Tammy Faye nominated. And so they were there, and she introduced one of the team to me, this young gay man. And she said, "This is Steve Peters." And he kind of shook my hand like, "Yeah, nice to meet you." And then she said, "No, this is the real Steve Peters from that Tammy Faye Baker interview." And this young gay man went, "Oh, it's such an honor to meet you. Oh my God, your activism has been, you're a pioneer, And well, thanks. It was just a remarkable day. And to be on Jessica Chastain's arm through the whole thing, and to have her treat me so sweetly. So, I mean, that photograph of her putting her head on my shoulder, I got to have that blown up and put on my wall here, So it was quite a day and hard to come down from. And I'm exhausted still a week later,
Why is that? Is it the anticipation and then finally being over it, or?
Well, I didn't even realize how much energy I was putting out just being there, being up and involved in people's conversations and meeting all these celebrities and these stars, and movie people and all. And it was just such an amazing event. And I put out a lot of energy. And then since then, there's been so much coverage of it involving me and Jessica that I've had calls from, all over, and, my usual friends that I like to talk to every week or every day, even, that I've been talking a lot to them. And then to have all these extra calls from people I haven't heard from in 50 years, since we were kids and prep school or college. It's been wonderful, but oh my God.
Life of stardom.
I know.
It's exhausting, right?
I know. Who knew? Who knew?
Could you ever be famous? This is giving you a little taste.
Well, something. I grew up wanting to be famous. I thought that would solve all my problems. And I had every intention of becoming a famous Broadway hoofer or, a movie hoofer like Gene Kelly or Fred Astaire or somebody like that. I really wanted that. And I trained for it. I went to Northwestern University and all of that. Had every intention of becoming famous as an actor, a singer, dancer. And then God had other things in mind for me. And I felt this call to be a minister. And I left all that behind. I thought, it's not so important to become famous. What's really important is to serve God and serve my fellow human beings. And now, all these years later, to have that come full circle and be with all of these people who are famous and to experience a taste of fame myself, I've realized that it doesn't solve all my problems. It doesn't make friends for me. I'm not really sure when people make overtures to me, which they've been doing, like, oh, I'd love to be your friend and everything. Are they wanting to be my friend, or are they wanting to be the friend of a famous person or somebody who's touched famous people, and I don't know. It's been a real lesson for me in humility, in being right-sized to experience all of this and realize what's really important. And that's still to be of service to my fellow human beings and to do God's will, to seek God's will and do it.
That's amazing. Good for you. And I'm happy that maybe you didn't get famous back in the day, because you'd be a totally different person.
Oh, I would be, wouldn't I? Yeah. Can I have a drink of water, please?
Will you do that? I'll make sure everything's rolling.
All right. So that was such a sweet message. And I'm so glad he had that experience. And fun to be rubbing elbows with these people. But yeah, he's very grounded. Yeah. I like that. That's sweet.
Yeah, he's a really wonderful person. I loved him the moment I met him. And he's helped so many people in his life. And he's a good friend.
Yeah.
He's there for me. I call him sometimes when I'm like,
oh, that's sweet.
Always been there. Yeah.
Yeah. And he has such experience with the religion and helping people in hospice. Have you told him about your new placement?
I asked him no, I haven't, but previously I was interested in going into the field, and I talked to him about it because he's done a lot of hospice work. He said it can be really rough. So you just have to know how to, I don't know what his main message, I think it was more, not getting caught in the sadness and being able to stay grounded and not detached, but how do you go home and feel okay, and how do you add happiness in when you're seeing a lot of, but he said he had a calling for that too. It was one of the most amazing experiences of his life.
Yeah. You'll have to listen to the documentary, everyone, to hear that. No, I don't know. Maybe we'll put more clips out. But yeah, that was really sweet. Now, he was good friends with Robert Morse, and you actually introduced them. And Robert Morse recently died. And why don't you tell our listeners who is Robert Morse?
Probably people know him most currently as the boss of what's his name? Fuck.
Don Draper.
Don Draper. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up our little article that I made. Do you still have that? I handed it to you somewhere. Oh, good. Yay. I don't have to pull it up.
Okay. So Robert Morse, I met at a Sermon on the Mount meeting, which is a book by Emmett Fox, hosted by Craig, who is our lovely friend out in Van Nuys. And that's where I brought Steve to the group, and he met Robert Durst. What the fuck is he doing?
Oh my God. You're getting your true crime mixed up with your Hollywood. Oh.
I killed them all. Oh, he just died.
We just listened to some footage of one of our documentary subjects wearing her mic and going into the bathroom and forgetting that it was on. So we were making Robert Durst jokes from the
Jinx.
The Jinx. Yeah. That's so funny. Not Robert Durst, Robert Morse.
Oh, I get his last name wrong all the time. Robert Morse, people might know from Mad Men as Don Draper's boss.
Yeah.
So he was, his name is Jesus Christ.
His name is Jesus Christ. Worship him.
Jesus. I mean, what do you want me to do? Read the whole article here?
No, just highlights maybe. He played, what's he most famous for?
You might know Robert Durst. The people who would know. Oh no, Joelle, don't make me. Why don't you just do this? I don't know what's wrong with my brain.
He wanted Tony for his work in the Jinx.
Jinx. He was a lavalier specialist. Oh, come on. It's too late to do these. My brain is not firing. I've been editing doo-doo all day. Polishing turds. Shining them. Okay. Yeah, so Robert Durst is amazing.
It's not Durst.
Oh, wait a second.
It's Morse code. Dot, 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 dot.
Okay, Morse code.
Morse code.
All right, let's do this again. All right. So you might know Robert Morse. Well, okay.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay, ready? You guys might know Robert Morse.
Why is it so funny? This is a memorial segment. Stop laughing.
That's sad. Okay, ready? People might know Robert Morse most recently from his role as the boss of Don Draper's in Mad Men.
Yeah.
Does anyone know his name, his character name? There's a question for our listeners. If anyone does, you will get a free t-shirt. So figure that out and write us. And he was made famous by being the first person to play in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying on Broadway in 1961. And I actually saw that play on Broadway starring Ralph Macchio.
Woo.
Morse was made famous, and he did a few amazing films like Sugar in 1972. He played 1972. I was about to say Truman Capote, but he also played in True. He was in the film Sugar in 1972. He played Truman Capote in True in 1991, which they said he was pure genius, Joe. Pure genius.
Yeah, we'll link this article. It shows all of his great work. And in the Broadway community, he's like well revered. They show a picture in the end of that article of Nathan Lane and Jason Slattery from Mad Men, just staring at him in admiration as he took his last bow on stage. And I think he's right up there with all of the big ones, doing the song and dance. And when Steve Peters talked about being a hoofer, I think that's what that means, right? If you're a hoofer, you are a tap dancer and a song and dance man in the theater world. And yeah, and Julianne's doing a song and dance for us right now. But I think that it's wonderful. This is a beautiful article. It's written by somebody who's a theater lover and has a book out, and we'll link it in our show notes. So please go to our show notes to see. But Robert Morse, Jules has a nice picture with him, and we'll put that in our social media. But yeah, I always remember him from Mad Men as looking like the Colonel from Kentucky Fried Chicken, Colonel Sanders. He kind of had that look, right, with the white little beard. And but gosh, Mad Men was so good, and he was so good in it. So yeah, look up his character name.
They had the episode where they did a whole dance number where he died and then came back, and
Yeah,
Don Draper saw him. What was it?
He's starting to feel like he's having flashbacks or something weird is happening to him. He's going crazy, and he sees his old boss, and yeah. So it's great. I remember no one could wear shoes in his office. Everyone had to take off their shoes and only wear socks. And so that was his. So he was doing soft shoe. He did a little tap dance number in his socks in the hallway of the advertising building. I love that series. I want to watch that again, actually. But anyway.
He's just a lovely man and a very kind-hearted person. And he was so freaking funny.
Really? I love it.
In our little book study meeting, he was always cracking jokes. I was laughing so much. I would always sit by him because he was hilarious. We'd
really?
sit on the couch together, yeah.
Aww. And did you know you were sitting next to a legend? Did you realize? Like,
I knew him from Mad Men only. Unfortunately, I did not know the whole history. But I would ask questions, and he would tell stories. And he has stories about Judy Garland and a lot of just really interesting stuff. We should get Steve telling stories, because Steve became really good friends with him. He would go out with him, and
I love it. All the old New York days and whatever, huh?
Love it.
Well, so here's to Robert Morse. Clink.
Robert Morse.
And to Steve, our dear friend, and to Johnny Depp. So we have all sides, and to Jessica Chastain, who's a lovely human being and very down to earth. And yeah, I guess it takes all types everywhere you go, huh?
It does.
That's it.
Be kind.
That's right. All right, Weens, let's close it out.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for listening and for sticking with us. I know there have been gaps in our episodes, but this has been a very busy season for us. So I'm working a ton and trying to do the best job I possibly can. So I have to put other things on the back burner a little bit. And Weens is busy being a filmmaker extraordinaire, and she has a finite time because she's going to go back to school. So thank you for sticking with us. And please visit all of our good friends over on the Podfix Network. You're going to be hearing from us. I think we're going to do a summer episode, like a little crossover episode with some of the Podfix guys and gals. And and we have a new fun promo from the Marvelous Madams, who are a superhero female version of reviewing superhero comics and movies and things like that. So you're going to hear that promo soon. But in the meantime, visit us on social media at Mouse and Weens everywhere, and YouTube. And we are also on patreon.com/Mouse and Weens, where you can get free swag and inside scoops and behind the scenes and no edits and special songs and good fun stuff for a mere $5 a month. So we thank all of our good patrons.
Thank you guys
for sticking with us all this time and supporting us. And you're helping us pay the bills and stay afloat, because it does add up big time. And podcasters have a tough time making a living at this. And we just want to get out there and have fun with y'all and lighten your day a little bit and maybe make you think a little bit. So tell your friends. The best way we can grow is if you tell someone. Anyway, love you. And Weens, I love you. And I'm glad you're downstairs from me right now on your good mic. We're on Zoom as if we never see each other. But okay, it's time for his grooming soon.
Yeah.
Good old rigs. Again, we just got them washed. All right. Bye, everybody. We love you. We'll see you next time. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, it smells like a hound hotel.
Ooh, sorry about that. Robert
How does he get
Durst.
so-
Robert Durst.
I'm so sorry. That's awful.
I can't believe you were saying
Oh my
that over
God.
and over and over.
Why?
It's the thing where you're like, don't say it. And you say it. Don't fall into the sharks. You're scared of sharks. Whatever you do, don't fall into the sharks. Ah, splash.
It's so bad. It's a real problem.
It's the
I
best.
do it all the time.
Oh my God, I'm dying. That was so funny.
Oh,
Good job.
how is that gonna? That's an editing nightmare. Right
Oh,
there.
this whole thing. I don't know how this is going to happen. I'll figure it out. Maybe it'll just be the world's longest episode and I'll just put it all together. We'll see.
Or save the kids for
Yeah,
the
maybe we
favorite
could do.
thing and then put this one because we've already. How long was this?
Yeah, I know. It's a longie. All right.
And you can put in more Steve clips and fill it in a little.
True. Although I think we might have enough with Hollywood in this one. And then we could do kids and I don't know. We could save the kids. We'll see. We'll see how it all works out. Or it could all be bonus material. I don't mind.
Oh, no. Why
They're
did you
always going to be
record?
here. Huh? Did you turn it off? Okay. I'm going to turn mine off. Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Don't toot.
Bye. I just
Don't do it.